Hello everyone. We'll get going in just a moment. Looks like everything's coming up. If you're on the chat, say hi. Am I smooth to people? I do not look smooth on Restream. Oh, I look smooth on YouTube. See me, hear me? Okay? Hi, DCD. Oh, and I'm showing you the command and control. Let me scroll that away. Am I smooth? Can you see me smoothly bob my head back and forth? How's everyone doing? Howdy from Winterville, North Carolina. Hi, John. Smooth. Thank you, DCD. All right, I guess we'll get going. We're 2 o'clock on the dot. Don't have a lot of folks on YouTube yet. Battling CMake. Battling CMake. Yes, I decided to not figure it out. And I just hard-coded it. As you do. All right, so hello everybody, my name is Scott. I go by Tannewt online and I work for Adafruit on CircuitPython. If you don't know what those are, Adafruit, this is their YouTube channel. I work for Adafruit. Adafruit does open source hardware and software based out of New York City, but I work remote for them, so I'm actually in Seattle. For example, actually, I guess this is what I've got. Here's an Adafruit board that I've got on my desk. This is called a macro pad. There's a key presses here, and then there's a little tiny computer inside here called a microcontroller. You plug in USB, and you can act like a numpad and make it do whatever you like. It's running it can run CircuitPython, which is a version of Python designed for little tiny computers, called microcontrollers. And this is a deep dive where we go. I work on CircuitPython day to day in the core C implementation bits of CircuitPython. And so what I do is every Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific, it's just a matter of, hey, what am I working on? Hi, Timon. What am I working on in usually CircuitPython land, but it could be something else. Hi, M4TK. And I'm happy to answer questions as well. I usually stream for about 2 hours, so we've got plenty of time to answer questions and go on tangents and do all that stuff. So if you have questions, feel free to ask them. I'll try my best to answer them, but I make no promises. Hello, Mark. Yeah, hopefully the audio's okay. I turned it up a little bit, so it should be a little louder. What am I working on? So you may have noticed the title is very similar to the title that it was last week. So I'm still continuing my work on Zephyr. Zephyr is a very popular real-time operating system with a lot of momentum behind it. And I'm working on getting a Zephyr port in CircuitPython because there are devices that we want to be able to support, and doing it through the Zephyr abstraction layers means that we don't have to do it on a chip-by-chip basis because they've already other people have already done it to the Zephyr layer. So in addition to that, Zephyr has really strong networking support, so Wi-Fi, Ethernet, mobile, Bluetooth, that sort of stuff. And so there's a common API for all those things, and implementing those things are really hard. So the more we can target a common API, the less work we have to do, hopefully, with bring up for new devices. And then on top of that, we should be able to get some other functionality that we didn't have before. One thing that I've done this week is I've added the ability to detect SRAMs, SDRAMs. So the RA8 board I have here. So this is not an Adafruit board, but this is an example of what you could get from the manufacturer. The RA8 board here has I think it's this chip. I think this chip here is an SD-RAM chip, and it's like 64 megabytes of RAM that you can use. And so now CircuitPython on the RA8 here will support that. I'm trying to get Wi-Fi working now on the NRF 7002, which is this board here. And I'm going to sneeze in just a second, so let me mute if I can sneeze quick. I make no promises that I mute when I sneeze, but that one I got. Yeah, so this is a dual chip solution. So the 7002 is a companion IC. The two are over here. One's an NRF 5340, and the other one's the NRF 7002, which is the Wi-Fi part. And I think I pointed to the correct ones there. All this stuff, this chip over here is actually like the debugger sort of thing. So I'm using this right now. And I wanted to last week get Wi-Fi working, but it turned out I had a lot of code to comment out. So much of what I did last week was commenting code out. And I've been working on it this week. I did some detours into RA8 bring up land. So that's why I got the SD-RAM going. But I'm back to Wi-Fi. I've gotten it linking. So I have Wi-Fi, SSL, and something else. Wi-Fi, SSL, IP address are all enabled, and it's linking correctly. So now I'm actually to the point where I thought I would be last week, which is trying to understand the Zephyr API and get it working. Timon points out that the debugger is also an NRF 5340, which is very funny. But I guess it makes sense. You just plop two down. Why have different chips? So that's where I'm at. So I got embed TLS all linking, which is great. I have certificates building. We bring our own certificates usually, so that's working too. Hi FedA2. You are here on time. You just missed my intro, which is, you know the deal. Not a big deal. Okay, so what I've been doing is I've been trying to implement. I have, let's see, this window here. So this is where I'm starting. This is the CircuitPython, and this is an admin thing. But there's a networking in Python guide here. And I have this loaded on the device right now. So I'm just trying to do import Wi-Fi, start scanning, print out the scan networks. And if I get that far, I'll be pretty happy, actually. Because there is not good documentation in the Zephyr repo for this sort of thing. Like I don't know why it's not working. So my setup here. Oh yeah, view as camera only, thank you. Sorry about that. And it looks like you're seeing my old desktop, so let me refresh this. Sometimes it requires me to give it, like, re-permissionize it. 1920. Okay. There you go. Now you should see it. So networking in CircuitPython. I'm just importing Wi-Fi, trying to scan networks, and then print them out. I'm actually not sure. Oh, I guess it batches them so it can sort by RSSI. And so my setup here is I've got a terminal with building and flashing in the top, and then the bottom is the output. I'm going to actually switch this to Delta mode, and then I'll just flash it, and it'll restart twice actually. I'm getting random error messages. You can see it here. Net if up, I'm trying to call and it's giving me a -120 back. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is do a common error handler for errors back. Just so that I can print out something meaningful. And then later on, we can make it actually like raise exceptions, like map these values to generic exceptions. Which is what we do in Espressif already. The flash is not very fast. So in Espressif, let's see how we do it. I think we have in bindings, ESP IDF, we have this check result. Yeah, so this is the sort of thing we want to do. And let's just duplicate this. PSRAM size. Okay, we'll duplicate this one too. Hi, Beata. Oh, and I guess I should rename it. I feel like I'm going to call it Zephyr kernel. I can't call it Zephyr because I think MicroPython has a Zephyr module and I don't want to conflict with it. And if I suddenly disappear, my computer did turn completely off on me earlier today, so I don't know what's up with it. NGS flash heap caps. I don't think we actually want any of this right now. I'll just delete it all. And that's a bug. I do want this raise Zephyr error. Does that make sense, Zephyr kernel? Check Zephyr result. And we don't need ESP error. We need, I think it might actually be standard error numbers. Ah. So I did turn on logging and we're getting a little bit more information. I don't know what this 32 messages dropped thing is. WPA supplicant initialized. Netf 120. Hi, Jono. Interface add failed. Hi, DBF. Failed to add interface. Clear as mud. Clear as mud. I should probably start with like Ethernet. That would be simpler, but the problem is that we don't have existing Ethernet support. So, okay, let's do the error messages just because it'll make my life easier. I don't know why there's a separate. Oh. I don't think we need this. Guessing drop messages or receive packets that are not processed. I don't know. How's it going in Washington? It's been sub-freezing temps here all week. We've been dipping below freezing as well. Not significantly so. But it's sunny and chilly. Yeah. And it, like, no plan to, like, the weather's not going to change anytime soon, it seems. So. Group. I don't think I need any of this actually. There you go. I'm deleting more code. And then this is just an int. And we'll just say print k, Zephyr error. For now. Rained here on frozen roads this morning. Oh no! My watch, I just cleared a notification saying it's raining, and I'm like, it's been nice and clear here. Hi, Tyeth. No Twitch stream. I didn't know. I thought I enabled the Twitch stream. Did it not work? I can't see it. Did I not click it? All right, it should be going now. It says it's streaming. Check the Twitch stream. Rather rude of the Canadians to send us cold air. I hear they have lots of it. It's been beautiful, like with the sun out. It's just walking to daycare in the morning before work has been chilly. Very chilly. Especially when we stop to watch the construction vehicles. You're welcome. Thanks for letting me know. I have to, like, the way Restream works changed. Like, I create a new event every time, and I have to toggle which streaming services to go to every time. It's a bit more of a pain. But the reason they're doing it is because they want you to, like, create the events in there. Twitch is up. Thanks. Okay. Back to here. Raise Zephyr error. Okay, we don't want ESP error for sure. I don't know why it's no return. It could be no return. Right now it's wave returns. And this is still broken. Nice. Okay, and then I think I have to change my build script. I will just hack it for now. I need to go over this and clean it up. Common Hal Zephyr kernel init, and then bindings as well. Okay. And now I should be able to, in my Wi-Fi stack, I have these all printed out, which is where GitHub Copilot's really helpful. But now I want to do check Zephyr result. Is that what it was? So I'm going to import bindings. Zephyr kernel. H. What is my laptop doing? Or my desktop? Oh, it's OBS. 140. That's funny because OBS reports it as 4.4. Great. Systemd core dump. Uh-oh. Yeah, if I disappear, I'll come back. Okay, let's try it and see if it works. So it's interesting now. I'm using CMake to build because I tried to do it with Make and it wasn't working for me. So that's why the build output looks a little different. And it's weirdly sorted out here too. Do. All right. Okay. We got another ESP error spot to replace. And I need to fix my face status, and then I also want it in enable. Set enabled. Check Zephyr result. I think we have two macros like this in here. Oh, come on. This is where I really should not put it like the completion on tab. Okay, so there's no longer a res. And we don't need that anymore. And at the top, we need to do the import again. Okay. I haven't seen -10 in over 10 years, but I kind of miss it. You had -40? Sorry, I said -10. You have -40. That's very cold. I can't imagine. I don't know if I've ever been in that cold of weather. Be-dee-dee-dee-dee. Like all my script output's coming after my error now, which is annoying. Oh, and it's wrong. Zephyr kernel and in bindings. Oh, I can't see it because it's wrong. Do I have to turn on the NRF 7002 at all? Because right now I'm not, but it's just not cooperating with me. And I don't have that much logging going. I could probably figure out how to do more logging. Turn on the 7002. Well, like, is there any like other initialization calls that I'm not doing that I do need to do? Like right now, I'm just trying to say interface up, and it's not working. So, you know, basic stuff like that. That's funny. The netif up printed. It printed, but no check happened. See, it's funny. We start the scan. We actually get an event to say that. Are there any current CircuitPython boards that use the BW16 Wi-Fi BLE chip or other AT Wi-Fi boards? We have our own. Airlift stuff. It is not AT commands. But there is an AT backend in Zephyr. I don't need a CircuitPython logging backend. I'm like, what I'm seeing here is all this print K output. What is Wi-Fi supplicant? And what is it doing? Like, I know the supplicant thing. There's 3 entries here. And it doesn't tell me which one matters. Live host AP. I can't turn it off. When I looked, it seemed easier to put MicroPython on the BW16 coprocessor. I'm hoping the Zephyr is going to do that. I don't know what I'm looking for. Like, there's an error happening here. And I'd like to know why. But I'm at a loss. Let's see if I can change the log level. Ugh. I'm not using 4.0 anymore. I'm using a newer version of Zephyr as well. I don't know why like this one NRF 7002 thing requires Zephyr base to be there. Where is the error issued in the source code? I could, yeah, that's worth looking for. The error sounds like communication doesn't work. Do any other Wi-Fi related actions work before that? I don't think so. I don't think I have any Wi-Fi actions that actually work. But I don't know what else I have to do. The other thing I guess I could look at is the Wi-Fi shell example. It says, oh, it's easy, you just do this. And it is on the same board. So one thing that's gotten me is that sometimes it config net log. So like, let's turn that on. Like there's gotta be like some, there's so much stuff that doesn't happen in code, it happens in configuration, that it could be something like that. Net shell I don't want. Wi-Fi log level error, yes. Like, yeah. It's still not easy. I watched that talk. Fede2 is talking about a talk from 38C3 about hacking the Wi-Fi on the ESP32. It's pretty neat. They got like a Rust stack running on the ESP32, but not the other ones. Driver inclusions dictated by device tree. If the device is not defined, then it will not compile into the driver. So it is, I am able to get a network interface for it. Like I'm finding a network interface. I've got, I turned it off, but I had printing out like the network interface thing is there. Right. Networks enabled because I'm able to like compile. I'm able to link, like I have host name stuff that I'm doing, and I'm able to link against that. I'm also linking against network management. Let's see what this does now. Boo doo 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 doo. It's flashing two things because it's flashing both cores. Because I have it, I know I'm going to have BLE at some point, so I'm trying to do it there. I'm not checking that the device is ready. I'm getting a network interface, and I saw a thing where I could get the device for the network interface, but I am not checking it. The examples I've found don't do that. They just do it. It just works. Right, I think the device tree should be correct. Because I'm doing build, CircuitPython Zephyr, DTS, and then if we look, what is it, Wi-Fi or? Yeah, so it's like set up as Zephyr Wi-Fi. There's all these, it's a QSpy thing. Status okay. I mean, maybe it's, where's our flash? Flash is just on SPY. If I check the Nordic fork, then I like run against the license stuff. Okay, I'm not getting any more logging. In fact, am I getting more? Maybe I want absolute time. I've had problem like my logging's just stopped. Just hit reset. So we're getting this Zephyr error stuff really early. It seems like it's out of order. How am I have gotten bit by autocomplete doing weird things too. See, it's printf. That's why it's out of order. Yeah. Print K is buffered, printf is not. And that's, yeah, it's GitHub Copilot. I had this problem earlier today where I was doing net hostname get instead of, or I was doing net get hostname instead of net hostname get. I know. It's a bit principled of me too. Like, yes, I'm targeting Nordic right now, but I'm not to in the future. I'm not going to in the future. Like, I want this code to run on ESPs as well. How do I ensure that autocomplete doesn't bring in license code? That is way above my pay grade. I'm assuming GitHub Copilot is fine. Not my job. Okay, so now we're getting Zephyr errors at the right place, which is good. Zephyr error minus 120, minus 134. So now let's, I think I have the error messages. I just like grow and grow and grow. So this is error numbers. And this is actually just in picolibc. So 120 is already done. Huh. It's already up, huh? But I thought I was calling whether it was up and it was saying it wasn't. Illegal byte sequence. What's the other one I'm doing? 134. Okay, let's just copy these. So this is what I like to do. That's a bad suggestion. But if you give it an example of what you want, I find that like subsequent ones are better. All right, address required is the next one. GitHub Copilot must be busy. Network reset. My Copilot responses are slow. It's like, is this faster than me typing it out? I'm not sure. All right, that's enough. I don't need all of them. And then we'll make this default. You know, it could be that there's, let's see. Would Copilot help bring in the comments too? It can. Yeah, it's really good at like linguistic pattern matching like that. So if I had, sorry, I don't know if you can hear the fire extinguisher soar. Yeah, that's my primary use of it. Generate giant boring to write switch statements. Yeah, copying the like source that you want to mimic is like a good tip too. Oh, I bet we need to actually pound include error now or something. Yeah. That's what it is, right? I think next week, well, it's been my goal for a couple weeks, but next week my goal is going to be primarily getting it wrapped up so that I can PR it. I think I said that about this week too, but it's a short week. And I kind of prioritized being able to demo stuff more than finishing or like polishing. But I want to get it like connected up to CI and like start getting binaries out of it that people can test with. I am waiting a little bit for a tiny USB. TAC's been doing some Zephyr work, and so I'm waiting for that too. Okay, so I switched this to just the time so that we can kind of like more clearly see when it, like what chunk of stuff is there. The delta one is really good for if you're like blinking an LED. Oh, I'm not doing the negation. It's coming in as the negative. And in fact, I'll make it the negative, but in our check, I think we want to do if res is less than 0. And in fact, I wonder, again, I guess we can't return because it's a macro. So it's telling me the interface is up, even though earlier when I'm checking it's down. Hi, Paul. Unless my prints are backwards, which could be the case. See, I do net if is up, and then I print whether it's up or not. And I'm doing it in radio as well. Net if down, net if up. And then when I start the scan, I'm also requesting status and then printing if it's up or down. See, it says EL ready if I call net if up. But then later I call and it says it's down. Let's see if there's any NRF logging that we can do. Mempool, AP mode, station mode, low power mode. Alpha 2 country code. US. Maintains the verbosity of information in logs. Stuff. Operation bands. So much config. This just brings me back to the days where I compiled my own Linux drivers or my own Linux kernels. This views it and it changes it temporarily. So if I don't delete my build directory, it sticks. Terribly inconvenient to bump up the text sizes. I think I can do that. Of the terminal. I'm using menu config largely to just help me view it. Control. Hopefully that's a little better. So I'm taking like 1080p's worth of the top corner of my screen. BDD, DDDD. Lovely, thank you very much. You're welcome. Net if up, it's giving me EL ready. And then I'm getting an E not supported for the status thing. I'm getting this messages dropped thing, which I don't know where it comes from. Maybe that's what I should figure out next. I'm still not getting logging. Like project.conf is where it goes to stick. You can configure this in the logger. I can configure what in the logger? To tell me where the log messages are coming from? That would be nice. It drops when it can't keep up. You can force it to log no matter what. All right, let's see. General kerning. So I go like this. The message dropping. Oh, the message dropping is messages. How do I do that? Subsystem. System monitoring. Logging. Mode deferred logging. Front end. Runtime filtering. Processing. Here we go. Block in thread context on full. No. Yes. Number of buffered log messages before flushing. 1? This is what I think you're talking about. Log mode immediate. Okay. I don't actually care to do immediate. Oh. Yeah, at this point I don't care about timings. Let's just do the block and thread thing. Don't I? I think I have config log print k already enabled. I think I am. Will print k block? It's totally possible I'm on like a build that's broken, but I'm pretty sure the 7002 thing. Oh, there's my Slack. This is me waiting for things to finish. It's okay, you didn't see anything. It's just the embedded FM Slack channel. Waiting for it to flash. Ah, it must be these unable to get sectors things. It's gonna run again here. 35. That's nice though. That is a good tip. The block the thread until it can get logged. Even though it's just print Ks that are coming out, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't really want to increase the log too much. I'd rather just wait. All right, well that answers that question. Message is dropped. It's still telling me that I'm getting an already for net if up, but I'm also getting a... But then I check and it says it's down. So... And I'm getting a scan done callback. This is why the Wi-Fi shell is not a good example. I'm tempted to just add my own prints because I can't figure out how to turn on other ones. I could give it one last shot. Like I found NRF. I'm in station mode. It should not be giving me, it's giving me the NRF for AP mode as well. I want just info prints that like to make sure that the 7002 is actually coming up. Like I don't know what default is here. If I say info, and then I set this. Maybe I can do info here too for Wi-Fi. Log default level 4. Okay. I will copy it. I think I might have your full message. Copied it out of Discord. Thank you, Timon. In fact, let's just do a full build. Make sure it's there. At this point, I don't care. I want all the logging. Give me all the logging. That's the nice thing is USB is actually active, so it's, CircuitPython is not competing with the logging. I just don't even have USB plugged in. They are doing a lot of fire extinguishers right now. It makes for good deep dives, huh? Hopefully it's not too loud. I don't know if window cam shows it. You can see it there on the right-hand side. They're like venting fire extinguishers out the roof. And the window is open because it was kind of hot. You don't get subsystem names in the log. Interesting. That would be helpful so that you can turn off the ones you don't want to see. Yeah, I'll pretty much all this logging is print Ks that I've added. Okay. Well, I'm getting like this Wi-Fi supplicant initialized one. Let's try it now. Let's take a look. I'm pretty sure my print Ks are going through the logging subsystem though. Hopefully we'll get lots. See, like, I was having to tell myself, like, this is something I just learned for, like, the ESP IDF. And, like, once I learn it, it's going to be fine. Do you have CO2 sensors, and do they pick up them discharging extinguishers? I do not, and I don't know. Timestamp and the subsystem logged per line. Right, so these timestamps here are from TO, they're not from Zephyr. But then here's Zephyr timestamp in the log level. One message dropped. Oh, now we're getting stuff. Initializing Ethernet. Dropping messages. New host name. Ooh, that looks good. Low frequency clock started. So here we're doing net host name. Wait a minute. Why is it doing net host name and net now? I wonder if I'm just not waiting until it's up. Wait, now I'm in another log. Where am I? I think DBG is log level is my guess. Interface add. It's totally possible I just have broken Zephyr. But that's really annoying. I do not care about this stuff. Net management is a subsystem, yes. I don't want debug, I want info. So if I change this to default level 3, and maybe let me, this is so stupid. Like, I don't know why it expects Zephyr base environment variable. Yes, I think it is. NRFX spim might actually be that might actually be flash, because the flash chip is on that. So if I'm gonna lose all these debug net management ones, I think. So I think I went to info level. I made the 4 a 3. But we can maybe, now that we know that's there, I assume that's right. It's still not giving me anything useful. Like, it's just saying command timed out. Failed to add interface. Like, I don't know what that is. And another one. It's a bigger plume from me. Okay. 651. It's telling me already up. Booting, and now I'm getting 1. This time I'm not even getting the errors. Yeah, at least the breeze is away from my window. Yeah. But then it's saying it's down. Okay, this is, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do what I always do. I'm just going to find the source and add prints. So ports, Zephyr, lib, Zephyr, drivers, net. No. Drivers, Wi-Fi. NRF Wi-Fi. Source. Look, here's Wi-Fi management scan. See, interface not up. Is it getting this far? Try the way. Raw scan. Unsupported bands. Scan in progress. Wi-Fi management, set power save. Save config. Network interface. Interface send. Station mode. Get Mac. Oh, I should be able to. I could also do this with the debugger. Okay. Like, scan done. Yeah. The onboard JLink can do RTT logging, and then you see Zephyr verbose logs and are not cluttering your logs there. Yeah, my own logs. Yeah. This is kind of my setup that I have for ESP, so I'm not in that. RTT, I think, goes faster, but I actually don't know how to do it, too. That's why I'm procrastinating. I don't know how to do the RTT logging. I'm getting the Wi-Fi scan done, but I'm not getting any results. Okay, we're back to getting debug messages. Which I guess is what I wanted. RTT viewer tool. Event 282 processed. I don't see the Mac one. Init heap. Firmware booted successfully. Copying patches. Okay, so here's init. Dead leaf is the signature. That doesn't seem like a real signature. Firmware booted. So it does look like it's working. Start scanning. Then like this all happens within 2 seconds, and then WPA supplicant's like, I can't add it. And then after it does that, then the Wi-Fi scan callback happens. So if we go start fail, like these are all error logs. We would see them if we hit them. Start and stop. So it doesn't look like it could do station and AP at the same time. Set config. Scan already in progress. Dwell time active. I'm setting it to 0. Unsupported band. Like, I'm not getting any of these errors. I don't know. This stuff is frustrating. Status fail. Maybe if I just set the dwell time? But like in the examples that I've seen, it's just like, you put 0 and it works. What is WPA supplicant? All I know is and why do I have to have it? Implements key negotiation with WP Authenticator and controls roaming. Never had good experience with it. I don't know. Maybe if we find this failed to add interface. sup main.c. Line 314. Adding interface. Okay, so if I could debug this, that would be helpful. So host AP. Add interface. The other thing I could do is I could do west debug and get backtraces. All right, why are we here? Interface work handler. Set up interface monitoring. Add interface. Have I tried the Wi-Fi shell sample? I have not, and that's not a bad idea. Okay. Can I do that? How do I do that? I changed to lib Zephyr samples. Net Wi-Fi shell. And then I do my this. Maybe? I know, I despise articles. WPA is the WPA that handles WPA on yeah. Agreed. See what this does. It might not be a sys build. That could also be okay. Sorry. This is kind of how Zephyr goes. The hope is that I do it once and then I don't have to worry about it again. But I think the reality is that I'm going to have to fix it on all the different platforms. Okay, we have a shell. Help. Wi-Fi scan. Okay, we got results. So yes, it does work. Delete the build, move back. we did get this Wi-Fi WPA supplicant initialized. And it was super quick. The issue I have is on the Zephyr side, not the Nordic specific side. I guess the other thing, like, I'm not getting this Wi-Fi initialized thing. I wonder if the work queue is like, the work queue is like not getting, like I need to wait for it to be up, right? Like, it's adding it to a work queue. I found lots of stuff. Yeah, basically I need to create the example that's not in there. I know, I could enable logging on both sides too. Like, maybe I'm trying to do too much? Like, maybe I shouldn't be bringing it up myself? But like, CircuitPython is pretty greedy. Are we starving it? Like, this is a timeout. It's possible that I wonder if we put in sleeps, it would work. CircuitPython, like, if the work queue is a lower priority, I'm calling if up, right? That's what I mean by doing it myself. Port idle until interrupt. Sleep. I don't want to do it forever, but let's just do. Is that what it is? I don't remember. I think there's also, yeah, port yield. K yield. Wake main task. It's possible we're starving the work queue. How do I sleep? Background. Okay. 10 milliseconds is enough. Perhaps you could discuss the software architecture and compare it if you were to add CircuitPython to the shell. I don't know how the shell works. That's the problem. Like CircuitPython is running in the main task. TinyUSB is running in another, or in a main thread, and then TinyUSB is in another thread. They are on the main thread's priority level. Like, stuff is really not that helpful for me. It is a good smoke test that it does work with the other one. It still failed. The command timed out. Like, how do I make sure it's, how do I just wait? How do I wait until this thing is on? Add interface. Like, it's supposed to be initialized, but why isn't it initialized? Like, maybe we're conflicting memory regions. Like, I had to fix that. These prints are not helping me. In fact, I can turn them back off. Command timed out, huh? I would have to wait for the event to fire. But I'm not even triggering it. That's the thing that gets me. It's like, it came up and like, came up right away in the example. I see message work. Priority 255. Sys work queue is 255. Idle. Main is pending at 0. Bluetooth. TinyUSB is 255. I don't know. Complicated systems be complicated. This drives me nuts. Oop. Like, I'm using your custom command line and I still have to set an environment variable? Like, come on. I'm getting spicier as it goes on. Modules. Thread priority of the WPA supplicant interface work queue. 7. compiled in version. Did you run the setup script in the SDK? No. I'm not using the NRF set SDK. I'm trying to do it with vanilla Zephyr. I did grab the blobs. The blobs. Robust audio and video streaming support. Oh dear. Soft AP mode support based on WPA supplicant. Okay. Is 7 high or low? I think there's a good diagram. It's 7. So if we're running and we're not giving it space, then they have this script that sets up the Zephyr environment globally. I've been doing West stuff. So if the work queue is at 7, and I'm running at 0 and I'm not yielding, then I'm going to be kind of how do I know it's ready? Like, if it's adding an interface in a work queue with a low priority, like, how do I know it's ready? Is there gonna be an event? Oh, you know what? I've got an idea. In Wi-Fi, when we do this, let's just do a K-sleep 10 seconds. I think that's what we want. USB should keep working, actually, because it's got its own thread. That's going to be confusing. Errors occurred. Rebuilding Ninja failed. Maybe I have the wrong thing. Yeah. Malformed line. Oh, because it doesn't start with config. Like, how stupid is that? I'm getting grumpy. Again, the hope is this is the last time I have to do it. That's the selling point. The selling point is I only have to do it this one last time. You can grab a Wi-Fi interface and then register a Wi-Fi ready callback. Huh, like a network interface? Time for a Snickers. I do have Pringles. Pringles and chocolate bar, but I don't have a Snickers here. I did snack a little bit right before. Wi-Fi ready callback. I'm printing out like most of the events I'm getting. And hello, Tutal and DBF. DBF, I probably missed you. Sorry. Okay. Convert a band specification string to a bitmap representing the bands. AP disable, connect, disconnect. Does my K-sleep not work? Because I don't have a kernel included. It's not ksec? Is it ksex with an S? Probably. Man, I'm sorry about. I hope the fire extinguisher noise wasn't too bad. Does that work? Helper library provided by Nordic. Thanks, Nordic. Like, I got all these management events. Scan result, disconnect, interface status. Although, you know, I'm not registering generic interface state. It's possible that there's event callbacks for other stuff. Oh, come on. This is annoying me. What is it? K seconds. It's written out, which I would totally like. I don't like when it's okay. No, thank you. I need to register for WPA supplicant events. Great. Oh dear. All right. And do I need to do that before I do a scan? Shouldn't the scan work? Yeah. No, the subcb is not your function. It's your callback object, right? I don't know. I mean, it's surprising to me that we're starving it that quickly. Now we're waiting. Waiting. Station is still down. Okay, we started over again. Hey! WPA supplicant initialized. It happened early. But the station is still down, but if we do if up, it says it's already done. And we get no scanning results. Like, it's getting all the way to the NRF. Is it because I'm setting options when I shouldn't be? Yeah, and if I figure this out, I will be ready for weekend. Like right now. I think it really has to be zeroed. That's what I've seen. Try this again. I don't know why it's telling me that it's up, but then it's already up. Supplicant ready, not ready are the actual event names to listen to. I'm not, what do I need to do? Like, what do I need to make sure it's up for? Like, WPA supplicant shouldn't actually need me to be needed for scanning, right? Although in the example it is. Right now I just have a 10-second wait. But the network manager interface up call is saying it's not up. Well, maybe I'm taking it down. I guess this is me saying that I do take it down. Which maybe I should stop doing. What happens if I don't do this? Done. It took a while. It took a while for it to actually return results in the shell. So I wonder what channel my Wi-Fi here is on. I could probably just pick a channel and it would work, because it should be quicker to just scan a single channel than all of the channels. But it's possible that I'm like taking it down too quick. Like, I wonder what happens if I do another sleep after I do the scan. Like, I should just wait like 30 seconds. Start scanning. Failed to start. Done. And then I'm just going to do another case sleep. So now we're not doing the down. Hey! That looks much better. I don't actually wait for the scan done event. And you know, that could be me not having implemented scanned networks, actually. Start channel, end channel. Scan done false. So I'm bringing the interface down before I'm able to get the results, is the conclusion. Scan done false. The scanned networks is a Wi-Fi scanned networks. Okay. Hey, look, I have this wait for scan function here. Okay, so I actually do need to just yeah. Okay, well, that's good. That's good, that's good. Scan networks net. Wait for scan. Get num. Scan next channel. How do we enumerate all the channels? Scan pattern. Huh. Okay. No synchronous logic possible. Yeah, there's going to be some work here because right now we do like run background tasks, but I want to get away from that. I want to use threads or work queues. Like I could use a work queue instead of background tasks, for example. But then we need some locking and all that. Okay, so start scanning networks takes in start channel, stop channel. So let's do this. And it's not done. Channel scan in progress false. Scan next channel. And I think that all this stuff is not helpful to me. We don't need to set a station mode. Start scanning. Scan networks. Wi-Fi scan config. Failed to start. Oh, come on. If we failed to start, we just say that we're done. Otherwise, we say we're in progress, which makes sense. And right now, channel. So right now it's just 2.4 gigahertz. But that's it. Zephyr has a lot of great primitives you can maybe just wrap around. Yeah. Yep. It's very nice. Like, I added a lock to guard the flash access, and it was like, great. I don't have to worry about it. So that was really good. But the model of like background tasks is like, run this function for me later. And so I think that might be a like an easy way to like, I don't want to break outside of Zephyr, outside of the Zephyr port. So. But I'd also like to not have to run background tasks within the Zephyr implementation at all. Okay, so now we're doing scanning here. And we also need to handle scan result, scan result, scan result. So I guess the first thing we can do is when it's actually done. So this has scan results in this callback, but I don't think that makes much sense. Because add event callback, init event callback. Oh, it's 4 o'clock already. I'm gonna have to wrap up. Event callback. actual callback. Event info. Okay. I see. So this is how you get. But it doesn't let you set information. User data. The user's callback. Define a static event handler. Init event. Management event mask. Add a user callback. Add event callback. It doesn't have user data. So the problem that I have is that I don't know. I'm gonna have to map back to like the appropriate thing. Yeah. If you want to have a work queue without manual locking, you could have a single thread. I'm okay having a manual locking. I'd like to get this finished, but I'm out of time. I think what I need to do is I need to say, it's giving me the interface, and I can map back from the interface index to my, like I don't have the Wi-Fi radio object anymore, which also means that I don't have the active scan object. But if I just say, oh, screw it, scan done. I need to call the done. Radio. Where's my radio object? You know what? It's right at the top of this. I'm not going to handle multiple interfaces yet. I will probably spend all week next week doing it. Now I could say if self current scan is not null, and maybe I do want to do next channel. I think that's right, actually. Because when it's out of channels, it will. It'll finish. Okay, almost done. I don't think, we only had like 2 questions. And it's probably scan params. Okay. That's because I moved it. Wi-Fi management, I think is where it is. Still failed. Ah. This is how I leave late for home. Has no member channels. It's probably banned. Next channel. Banned Chan. Banned Chan. Why didn't I remember that? Banned Chan. Ah, come on. I gotta turn off all this printing. If CMake is gonna make me, or network interface. It doesn't know the network interface. So I will add it. And I will set it. And banned Chan 0 still giving me trouble. Dot is gonna autocomplete for me. No. What is in a banned Chan? Abandon a channel. I'm shocked. Okay. Okay, am I gonna get lucky? All right, I will say the wrap-up stuff while I, come on. Well, now I know I'm just not waiting long enough, which is good. Oh, and I didn't update it, darn it. Scan networks 135. Yes, I just said network interfaces. Thank you all for hanging in with me while I butt heads against just not understanding Zephyr yet. I'm still learning, obviously. This has been a deep dive. I'm showing my screen because it's compiling and flashing. But thank you all. This happens normally Fridays at 2 p.m. Pacific here on the Adafruit streams. If you want to support me, you can go to adafruit.com, purchase hardware there. Adafruit pays me to stream, pays me to work on CircuitPython and bang my head against Zephyr. It should be around next week, I think. And you can follow along in my Zephyr branch Preemptive thank you to DCD if they stuck around. And also, if you want to join the Discord, which is the chat above me, the URL is adafru.it/discord. I'm just going to wait till it flashes and then see what happens. Although I have my sleeps in there still. Oh, it's going to run again. It won't print out yet. So there's one sleep in init. Should be 10 seconds. Yep. And now we're still calling it too early because we're getting this stop scanning networks, which we shouldn't be doing. But we did get a few results. So it looks like we got fewer results, so we probably did actually stream the correct we probably did do just a single channel because it also came back pretty quick. If we look, it came back pretty quick to just get those four or five results. So this is where I will start on. We got to scan not in progress. Issue 2. Anyway, this is where I'll start next week. Let me back it up, given that my computer just randomly shut down on me. Anyway, I'll do this off screen. Thank you all. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week, next week's normal week.